Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Sorry for being gone for like 3 weeks straight. I just had some things I had to deal with stuff at school, stuff at work, and stuff in my personal life at home. But don't worry, I am back. I will be uploading every week now. Sorry, but I just had to take care of some things. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty crazy story. So this is gonna be about the time that my best friend kissed me. Now, this was, you won't believe it, but this was back in middle school. So anyway, without any further talking about it, let's get right into it. So this story all takes place in seventh grade. Now, seventh grade was actually a pretty crazy year for me. I had a lot of things like there were a lot of things that happened that year that will make for great stories that I'll be telling later. But this one is gonna be at the time that my best friend, take it a little bit too far. So let's get on to the friend. So I have this friend, and we're gonna give her the name of Riley. Let's go with Riley. So we have Riley, and Riley, she didn't seem like a weird girl at all. She didn't like, well, she's not weird, but yeah, anyway. She seemed like a pretty normal person, she was just, she was that one girl best friend that you had. We all have a girl best friend. And me and her were basically just like we were just like really close friends. Like me and her would basically talk every day. We would have lunch together, and we would basically just do things that friends would do, I guess. But we weren't ever we weren't ever gonna be in a relationship. At least I didn't want to be in a relationship with her because I just saw her as a friend. And one day, I wake up. It's a normal day. I get ready for school. My mom drives me to school. I walk into school, and I go to my first class. Now, my first class, I believe it was like math. Yeah, it was probably math. And that class I had Riley with. And I go sit next to Riley, and me and her start talking, just talking about stuff, anything that middle school me talked about, which was probably something weird. But Riley, she didn't really care what I talked about. We would just like say whatever we wanted to say. So anyway, we're talking, and she's like, "Hey Jacob," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she's like, during second period, meet me by the bathroom on that side. And she pointed to the other side of the hallway. And I'm like, oh, why? And she's like, I have to tell you something really important. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I didn't think much of it. And then class starts. And, we're going through our class, doing whatever we were doing. I don't remember the exact like thing that we did, but it didn't really matter. So second period ends. No, first period ends. Sorry. So first period ends, and usually me and Riley would walk to I would we would walk to her class, and then I'll walk to my class. But me and her didn't do that this time. I was packing up, and I was gonna walk over to her, but she just walked out and didn't even look back, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. But I was like, maybe she just really wanted to get to her class, and didn't have time to wait for me. So I go to my class, and 30 minutes goes by, and I decide to ask the teacher if I can go use the bathroom. And the teacher, he says, "Yeah." I take the pass, and I go to the bathroom that Riley was talking about. And I go over there, and I don't see Riley at all. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe she's like, maybe she was already here. Maybe I missed the chance. But I'll just go use the bathroom because actually I'd use the bathroom at this point. So I go use the bathroom and I go wash my hands. And then as I'm walking out, I see Riley standing there, and she's on her phone. And I'm like, "Hey, Riley," and she's like, "Oh, Jacob, good, you're here." And I'm like, "Yeah. So what do you want to talk about?" And she's like, "Okay, Jacob. So we are really good. We're good friends, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would consider you my best friend." And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool. So, this might sound a bit weird, but and I'm like, what's weird? Nothing that you say would be weird." And she starts to walk a bit closer to me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, what are you doing?" So I kind of step back, and she gets even closer, and I'm like, Riley, what are you doing?" And when I say, "Riley, what are you doing?" she puts her arms around me, and like she basically wraps her arms around my neck, and I'm like, Riley, what are you doing? And she's like, "Jacob, listen, look, I really like you. Like, I have a huge crush on you." And she's like, "Have you ever had a girlfriend?" And at this time, I haven't had my first girlfriend. So I'm like, no. And she's like, "Well, I could be your first." and she is giving me like the weirdest, like just like the most flirtatious eyes. I don't really know how to explain it, but like I'm just gonna say they were flirtatious eyes. And I'm like, what I was gonna say was, Riley, I don't feel the same way. I just see us as friends. So I say that I'm like, Riley, I don't see, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I just see us as friends. And before I could even finish that sentence, I just say I just see us as friends. Before I can even finish friends, she just straight just kisses me, and me and her just like straight just like she straight just like kisses me, and I'm just in complete shock while she was doing this. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what the fuck's going on? And this goes on for like a straight like 5 seconds, and then she stops, and I push her away because I'm like mad. I'm like, Riley, what the heck? And she's like, Jacob, listen, I thought you would like that. And I'm like, no, I don't like you like that. I just see you as a friend. And she's like, oh, I see how it is. And she walks away. And I'm like, oh my god, what did I just do? Like, oh my god, bro. I definitely just ruined a relation. I definitely just like ruined a friendship. So I go back to class, and I literally don't tell anybody about it at all. And the next day comes along. Now I had Riley's phone number, and we would like text every day, but she never texted me. She never did text me back. She never did text me that day, and I was like, "Yep, it's completely over. Me and her are never gonna talk again, and it's gonna be so awkward the next day." So the next day comes along, and I walk into class, and I see Riley, and she's like, "Jacob, come over here." So I'm like, "Oh no, what's this? What's about to happen?" So I walk over there, and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she's like, "Listen, Jacob, what I did yesterday was very wrong. I shouldn't have forced you into doing that, and I just want to put us, I just want to put it behind us. Can we do that?" And me, I'm like, "Yeah, sure, of course, because if she's willing to just forget about it and we just go back to being friends, that is perfectly fine with me." Now, granted, it was still really awkward because we always had the thought in the back of our mind, like, yeah, that happened. But we try to put it behind ourselves. We try to just not even talk about it. And then middle school ends and comes high school, and sadly Riley moved away. Sadly Riley just she went to another state, and I never texted her again. We texted again like after that day that she apologized, but but once middle school ended and high school started up, we never texted again, and I ended up just like deleting her number because I was probably never going to talk to her again. And I don't know if she knows about my YouTube channel, but if she does, and if you are watching this, Riley, I hope you recognize this story and I hope you remember me. And if you do, what's up? Hope you're living a good life. I hope your life's going great. Hope you found someone. I just wasn't the person. But yeah, that's essentially the end of the story. Like once again, I just want to say sorry for being gone for 2 weeks straight, but I will be back telling life stories every week. So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Also, sorry to cut it off. I want to do a Q&A soon. I want to do another Q&A because it's been like what 4 months since I did the last one. So if you want to be in the next Q&A, please go follow me on Instagram at Purely Chains, and I will post I'll post the question on my story, and I'll answer every single question, no matter what you ask. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day. See y'all later. Peace.